So, hello everyone, and welcome to another amazing episode of InvoTalks. So, today's episode going to be all about generative AI in e-commerce, especially Chat GPT-4, that help e-commerce startups operate cost effectively. And to discuss this and a lot more, we have a very amazing and special guest with us, that is Yoni Mazur, who is himself a podcaster, and he is also a chief growth officer and co-founder of GETIDA, whose cloud-based technology provides reimbursements recovery solutions for Amazon sellers. So before we officially get started, guys, if you like our podcast, so please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and do let us know how we can improve it. So hello, Yoni, and welcome to our podcast.
Thank you. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, it was amazing having you. So before we officially start this Yoni, please tell us about something about self, and then we can continue from here.
You guys. So yeah, currently the chief growth officer and also the co-founder of GETIDA. We established in 2015. We audit tens of billions of dollars of financial transactions every day. And we have about a team of 200 people in 9 countries. And I'm myself, I'm based in the New York City area.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So you are an investor and a podcaster as well. Tell us about that too.
Yeah, so I have a podcast show called Prime Talk, and it focuses on e-commerce, entrepreneurs and innovators. It could be, Amazon sellers who sell on Amazon. It could be people who created technologies to help Amazon sellers. We focus a lot on the e-commerce niche within Amazon, but also outside of Amazon. Typically just a life story and journey of entrepreneurs into the world of e-commerce. That's what the show covers. And investments. Obviously co-founding GETIDA. That's a pretty much a big investment, but the usual stuff: real estate and technologies.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So please tell us about your platform as well, GETIDA, and I've heard it is an auditing software. So please tell us about it.
You got it. So yeah, GETIDA is a technology company, and our mission and focus is pretty basic and simple. Is to make sure that Amazon sellers who use Amazon's fulfillment services. So when you sell on Amazon, you have 2 options. You can keep your inventory in your own warehouse, and as the orders come in from the marketplace, you fulfill them. You take the unit from the bin, you package it, you put it in a box, and you ship it out. That's your first option. It's called FBM, Fulfilled by Merchant. The second option is called Fulfilled by Amazon, where you take all your inventory, you ship it in one piece, in a big shipment into Amazon. Amazon receives it, they store it, and as the orders come in from the marketplace, when customers buy your product, Amazon takes the unit from the bins, they package it in a box, and they ship it out, and they fulfill the orders. So our technology actually helps if you use Amazon services. If you use Amazon services, our technology always focuses and monitors the inventory to see if anything gets lost or damaged or gets destroyed, disappears, or get overcharged with fees. Our technology always kind of audits for these transactions to see if there's any discrepancy. And if we do find a discrepancy, then we have a service team. We have a team that will open a case, they manage all the reconciliation, all the back and forth with Amazon. And that's how we kind of, we provide a solution to make sure that the inventory is healthy, it's working well. If something happened, it gets resolved. That's kind of the idea.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So how did you get this idea of starting this platform, and what is your role in this?
Yeah, so currently the chief growth officer, I focus a lot on growing many components of the business. It can be the sales and marketing, it could be the HR, it could be the development, the technology, and all these other things. That's currently what I do. But GETIDA was born from our activities as Amazon sellers. We used to sell on Amazon because more than 10 years ago, we started selling online. Actually, we started on eBay. That was like around 2009, 2010, 2011, we started selling on eBay. But in 2013, we started selling on Amazon. And then the business grew very, very quickly from 0 to 20 million in annual revenue. And then we became a part of a larger group. And together as a group, we're doing about 100 million in revenue. And a lot of it, and most of it was with an FBA. We're sending all of our inventory to Amazon. And because we had so much inventory and so much transactions going on, we had to develop technology and software to constantly monitor it to make sure nothing wrong is happening. Because we found out that on an annual basis, the discrepancy rate was between 1 to 3% from the inventory. So for every 100 units we send in, between 1 to 3 units gets an issue. It gets lost or damaged, destroyed, disappears, gets overcharged with fees. And when you do about 100 million a year, 1 to 3% of discrepancies is worth between 1 to 3 million that you have to take care of constantly. So yeah, that kind of pushed us to create the technology, but also the dedicated team to constantly solve this issue for us. So we created the solution for us. And then we told our friends from the industry that we have these capabilities. So they told us, help us, we'll pay you. And that was the early creation of the company back in 2015. And over the years, it just grew organically because the solution is performance-based. So only if we get you, so if a unit gets lost and Amazon cannot find it, they will provide you a reimbursement. Or they'll pay you money. And only if you pay money with the reimbursement, only then we charge a fee. We charge a 25% fee. So it's free to join the service. It's free to stay. There's no subscription. You can cancel at any time. It's performance-based. So because it was performance-based and the value proposition was very simple, over the years, it was just growing organically until we decided to cash out of retail and focus all of our attention, motivation, creativity, and energy in just solving this issue for Amazon sellers worldwide. And that's how we pretty much got here today.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. Since you are into e-commerce and you yourself a podcast host as well, so please tell us how generative AI and especially ChatGPT help e-commerce startup companies survive. For instance, there are some, use cases where AI improve shopper experiences and it speed up the revenue, product growth, product discovery as well. So what are your comments on such scenarios?
Yeah, there's many layers into this. So we work with tens of thousands of sellers and e-commerce entrepreneurs, and for we understand from them, the utilities that they get from AI are very wide and creative and very cool. So you can just ask it questions. You say, I want to develop a new product, all right, and I want to ask ChatGPT, what is the biggest complaints that people usually give for this kind of product? So right away, it's gonna tell you kind of all the issues. So what do? You kind of develop your product with all these issues in mind so you can solve them and make better products. So that's one simple innovative thing you can do with AI. You want to develop a new type of pencil, ask ChatGPT what's the biggest problems that people have with this pencil. Just a simple example. Or you want to make a garbage bag, whatever it is that you want to try to create, kind of ask ChatGPT, and right away it takes all this content from everywhere and it kind of tells you what the issue is, so you can really innovate and create something better. That's just one layer. And then you have, once you create your product and you put it on the website, on your website or on Amazon, wherever it is, you can definitely use it to express yourself in a very nice and clean way. You say, what is the best description I can give this product? And right away, boom, 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 boom. And you don't have to use all of it, but you can use the best parts that you see that you say, oh, this is very clear, this is very creative, and I can use it to create a very nice, clear listing. Especially if English is not your native language. There's many entrepreneurs all over the world that they live outside of the United States, but they sell inside the United States on Amazon, on the website, whatever it is. They speak English, but it's not their native language. So it's a very powerful tool that helps you to express yourself in the best way possible. I also know that a lot of entrepreneurs use ChatGPT to write code. Okay, sometimes you kind of, I say, hey, what's the best code I can write for this kind of utility or function? And boom, it creates that for you. Then you can look into it and see, and you don't have to use all of it once again, but you see the best components or even learn how it did it so you can get better and kind of train yourself. So, you stack up all these elements, this is, product creation, content, code creation, all these layers, you put it in, it's new, it's a new way of doing things that simply wasn't available before. And in a few months or a few years, we're going to see that impact coming in with just, growth, I would say, growth of the economy, hopefully.
Yeah, I second with your point that ChatGPT has helped a lot in core and then the content. It provide all and all kind of a solution, but it just need right directions because it's not human brain, it's AI.
Yeah, so think about at least I remember the 90s when I was growing up in the 90s, the internet was coming in. More and more people were getting internet. So that was very cool, but it was kind of cranky. It was kind of not that fast, whatever. It's connected. It's not connected. It's all. But today, look at the impact. Now, that most of the world kind of has it. And not only that they have it in their computers, they have it in their phones and their tablets. It created, boom, amazing things like e-commerce, Airbnb, world travel, just Zoom, what we're doing right now, connecting and doing podcasting, and it's creating more content, free content that people can, tune into and learn new things and expand their horizons. So it's a kind of a digital revolution that, it took about, say, 10, 20 years to really lift humanity into new dimensions. And we're in the ChatGPT stage where it's like the early 90s there. Everybody's kind of starting to connect with it and playing with it. And hopefully as you get faster, better, smarter, it's going to create those impacts, in future years.
So do you think we as the users help in to increase the potential of ChatGPT?
Yeah, the more you use it, the more you test it's stress testing, right? Because I know that still right now it has the hiccups. It's available, it's not available. Sometimes you get funny results. So the more you interact with it, the more OpenAI, the company that runs it, is able to kind of tweak it, make it better, and really expand its abilities. But also the competition. I know that Google is working on its own. I think they call it Band or what's I forgot the name that they gave it. And I think also Elon Musk just announced that he's going to create, even though he was one of the founders of OpenAI and ChatGPT, he moved out a few years after, and now he's trying to create his own. In other words, we can have all these powers coming in and learning and doing better and better. We'll put it this way: I don't remember the first company that created that created the internet or made it very, very popular to use in the United States. But it doesn't matter because there's so many others, and because of that, everybody can use it, not only with hardwire but also with antennas and the cell phone. So one thing kind of creates the other. This is just the early start.
Oh, yes. Agree. Totally agree with your point. As you mentioned earlier as well, in the uses of AI, do you think, I was also came across a very popular use case of AI in customer support, where people or e-commerce and every kind of, business people uses AI in customer support, like chatbots. They use chatbot because it knows the mood of the people and they answer as per people's mood. So what are your thoughts on it?
I think it's once again, it's a bit early, but it's there. I'll tell you that I use what do they call it for? It's called Grammarly. When I type things right away, it tells me if I'm already correct or not. But what's interesting is that every week I think I get a summary of the mood that I'm in. It says confident, upset, sad, happy. It analyzes and it gives you the statistics every week. So I know it's there. The AI is able to read the mood and analyze it. So and now if you combine it with, okay, mood is one thing, but at the end of the day, you want to deliver impact and result for the consumer, so they don't even feel that it's a robot.
Yeah,
but it's not there because sometimes you kind of feel it because it's not that dynamic. But as it's gonna progress, it's just gonna become hopefully as dynamic as humans. So you're just gonna feel like good flow. And you appreciate it, or even faster, because sometimes even humans have to kind of think. But imagine if it's faster than the humans. All of a sudden you get boom, 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 instant impact results, and they're always accurate. It's on the spot. It just saves you that time. I'll give you an example. So, you have the home telephone. You have to dial to somebody. You have to go in and put the numbers in every time you call, right? But today, look at that. You got to go to the cell phone. You click somebody's names. Boom, you call them. So the computer, digitalizing things makes it much more faster and improved and easier. So that's a small example how it will, people will get to what they want to do in a faster way. And hopefully with having, the chat GPT or the AI in general, realizing the mood, but also maybe the mood helps them to respond in a good way. So if you're upset, it calms you down, but you still need a good answer. Calming you down is not the reason why you reach out to the customer support, right? You want to, get access to your bank account, or you want to get a log back in, or you had a wrong billing, whatever it is, you want to get that result. And because of that, you can come in in a certain moods. And so it needs to use those mood abilities to read you, but also deliver that final impact that you need, which is the resolution.
Yeah, exactly. Get your point. So is it increasing the revenues of the companies and the businesses as well?
I think there's two layers here. One is the option to create business, which will grow revenue.
Yeah.
But the other option is obviously reduce costs. If you do, a dollar saved is a dollar earned. So let's say if you have a team of hundreds of people doing customer support, and eventually you're able to get not the same, you get better results with much lower cost with just AI, and These people can go and do other things for your organization. They can help you with, research and development, or just, marketing, so whatever it is that, you want to be able to use humans for vision, looking forward to creating new things, to grow. And you want to use the machines to help you kind of maintain things. I think that's the best combination of human and machines, where humans are able to kind of see the world, create new things, innovate, interact with themselves, get excited and experience the world, and utilize technology and machinery to our favor to do all the I don't want to say dirty work, but the stuff that's kind of repetitive. It's not so interesting. It's not so creative. It's just, machine. You can do it. You can automate it. So that will be the best combination. And so if companies are able to use their humans in a much better way, where they can always kind of solve things and create new innovation, that will grow their business and create new growth. And of course, to deal with all the automation stuff that they can, that's repetitive, and use it with machinery, which is going to be super, super cheap, that's going to reduce all their costs, and they're going to boost their profit. Because at the end of the day, businesses are, for the most part, trying to do profit, not trying to just do revenue. If you do $1 billion of revenue, but you lose $1 million, you gain nothing. You actually lost $1 million. But if you do $1 billion and you have a good profit and you make $50 million, okay, you have a good business in your hands. And so the profit is the main key, because you have a machine that created $50 million and not a machine that created a loss of $1 million, because you're trying to work for profit.
Yeah, I agree with your point. So if you want to get proper revenue from ChatGPT or maybe generative AI, then you should know that how to use it or how to implement it. And my question from you is that what challenges do you see companies are facing right now in the implementation of generative AI?
Yeah, so once again, it's the Wild Wild West. It's, now that they realize there's all these tools, you don't want to get funny results. If you over-trust it and it's not so good, and you don't know what you're dealing with, and you try to create a certain software, for example, all of a sudden your software is going to act all crazy because it's bugged out, because you still need the human element to realize and appreciate the value and the quality of the result of the AI. So, what I'm excited about is when I read that a lot of coders right now, there's a kind of a shadow, I forgot what it's called, where when you actually code, it kind of gives you guardrails on the spot. It says you should think of, doing this way or that way on the spot as you code it. So much like when I use Grammarly and it tells me, you should maybe spell it this way or use this kind of phrase, so I can get better at, communicating on the same way we're doing code. That's good, but it can also create funny results if the tools that you're using are not the best tools, or they have their own bugs. So that's kind of the risk there and the challenges that they have. But once again, it's because of these challenges, and because they're going to happen, and because there's going to be errors and there's going to be bad things, that's the opportunity to solve it and fix it. So going forward, just gets better and better and better and better, where it just pushes us to new heights. So the challenge is the opportunity, and they're coming and they're happening right now, but that's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. When there is a challenge, there is an opportunity as well, right in hand. So since you mentioned as well, and e-commerce and the generative AI are getting better and better and better. So where do you see, as per your opinions, you are also into generative AI, where is generative AI is taking e-commerce into where? I mean, what would be the next topic? What are your thoughts on it?
It's hard to say. It's in e-commerce, the main idea is that for consumers to be able to get a good product, or the best product they can get for the best price they can get, and as fast as they can get it. So any of these elements that AI can improve will make that impact, and will make this whole industry grow. Just for perspective, in the United States, e-commerce is maybe 14-15% from retail, right? So all the money spent on retail, 15% goes to e-commerce. I'm pretty confident that over the years it's just going to grow, because it's more efficient and it's just more superior. And having AI tools to make it more superior, well, once again, you see a product on the internet, it's very clear to you what you're buying, how it's going to work. So the way it's communicated is very, very good. Also, images. You can create, images with AI, so you can really create, sometimes you get these manual books of products. Maybe it's a piece of furniture, and it's in black and white, and you can barely understand what's going on, and you can make mistakes. And you kind of imagine if you can create those images with AI, they're very, very clear. You know exactly what's going on, where you want to put the nail or the screw in this way or that part. Boom. So you create a manual, looks great. Or that manual doesn't have to be printed. You scan a QR code, all of a sudden it opens up a page where you see exactly what's going on, or even a video, but it's AI generated, where it perfectly explains to you how to install the product. And because of that, you're going to install it properly. You're going to have a really good experience, right? And you're not going to return the item. You're not going to have a refund because refunds are problems. So you tried to install it, you didn't make it right, and you're going to send it back to the company. And the company is going to give you a refund, but what are they going to do with this product? It's already messed up. So they're going to lose money, right? You're going to lose money.
Right.
You're going to throw the product away because it's used improperly, and they might think it's even defective, but it's not. It's because the communication level wasn't as good as it can be, right? Because the consumer or the customer was not able to use it properly. But if you use AI into your favor to create a better experience, that's an opportunity that will help the industry grow. So there's just one small example. So take all these kind of examples all over the place, how things are just getting improved. Then, e-commerce is going to grow from 15% to 16 to 17, 18, 19, because it's just going to be a better experience for consumers. Once again, I just actually recently moved to a new house, and I need to get all these things: furniture, desks, pillows. I just don't have time to go everywhere to the stores and compare prices. So I just take my computer, tack, right away. I can see the same products that I see in the store and actually more types of products, and I can compare the prices very easily. And when I click, it just gets all the way to my house. I need a refrigerator. I got it all the way to the garage. I never have to go to one store. I didn't have to park my car, which uses gas, and spend too much time. Boom, a few clicks, and I get it. So it's superior to that experience was superior to me, but it still needs time to penetrate to the rest of the population. So you have the generation that it's really, really used to the stores and not willing to accept or fully adopt into e-commerce. But the new generation, as they're coming in, that's probably most of what they're going to know. It's going to feel very strange to them to go to the store and go to another store just to try to buy a bed. You're going to go to 50 stores to buy it. You're going to be like, what? That's very strange. I just can look online. I can see the reviews, people's pictures, people's videos. I can see YouTube video, all that stuff, and just make the best decision because people experienced it and they share it on the digital front called internet, and I get a really good experience. So that's kind of the way how I see things and how e-commerce can continue to grow, moving forward.
Yeah, I can second with you. I am also have the same thoughts regarding generative AI. So I've also heard from some people raising points about IP rights and open AI data policies. What are your thoughts about it?
So as far as I understand, when you're using AI, hopefully every time you create a new type of I can split it to two. You have the text, like the copyright, and then you have like the visuals. So if the visuals, every time you create a visual, it's really brand new and never was done before, like a fingerprint, it's just different. I don't think there should be an issue. But of course, if some of these AI generators are messing up and they're really copying incorrectly, there's going to be a liability. There's going to be an issue, and there's probably going to be big lawsuits, which we're going to have to resolve by law. Where's the reality? Is it really because it took, the way that, if you're trying to create a comics figure, and all of a sudden just the chest looks exactly like Superman, Everything else different, just a Superman like that, because I thought it would be, very good. That might be an issue, and the court has to resolve it if it's really a violation or not. It was borrowed. It's complexion. So it goes back to the challenges we're talking about. That's more on the legal front. The legal front is gonna have all these challenges to say in the spectrum what's acceptable and what's not acceptable, and the balance of it all. Okay, so this is the line. This is the border of what's acceptable. Now try to figure out the economy. How do you make the best of it? So it's all kind of working all together. Same thing with the internet. And, with the early days when you go in and you look for stuff on Google or Yahoo, it just gives you everything. It gives you, things you don't want to see. Things that are violent, things that are pornographic, all these things all of a sudden, and you're maybe 6 years old, 7 years old. So all of a sudden, because everything was free, everything was open, everything was just do whatever, it's all there, and it's cool. But then you have children, you have people with, different faiths, different religions. So it all, took a few decades to kind of every society, every country started to create its own guardrails to make sure that you create the best environment that you can create within the internet to make sure that it's safe and you get the best out of it. You get news, you communicate with friends, you can shop for things, you can develop things. That's kind of where you want to place the internet and stuff like that. But in terms to AI and the legality of it, they're gonna find the borders. They're probably actually exploring the borders right now. That's on the imagery front, but also on the copyright. Once again, if you take lines and lines from the most famous movies or the most famous books, and you all of a sudden use it to write your own book or whatever, it's gonna be an issue. So they're gonna explore it. They're gonna have to figure out where the borders land, and I think also every country will have that issue as well. It's gonna be, of course, in the United States will probably lead a lot of it. But every country and culture will have to create their own borders and see what's acceptable. So it's going to be interesting to see.
So it would be good to say if I say that the generative AI is moving us towards automation, where everything would be just a click away.
Yes, that's the vision. Once again, this is, with a click away, I can talk to somebody all across the world. You're in Asia right now. I'm in the United States.
Yeah.
A few clicks, so we can communicate like this all day. Before the internet, we have to fly all the way and take 20 hours and pay a lot of money and take a taxi and go to the hotel and get ready, and then we can spend some time together and communicate. But look at that, a click away, boom, and I right after you, I can talk to somebody that's in Australia, and then after that, somebody that's in South America, and just create an extraordinary ability for the humans to interact and create better environments for themselves.
Agree. Totally align with you. So I totally agree with your point, and thank you so much, Yoni, for giving us your precious time and giving your precious visions perspective regarding generative AI, ChatGPT-4, and it was having a lovely session with you.
You got it. Thank you so much for having me. Good luck, everybody. Best wishes.
Yeah, good luck for your podcast platform, for your GETIDA as well, and hope you guys get what you guys wished for.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.